Hello everyone, Digfig here and welcome back to Outriders. Today I'm going to be going over my Technomancer after the nerfs, version 1.02. They hit us kind of hard here, but I have done some tweaks to make this thing still viable to clear 15s in gold, solo, or in group. Check out this little display of me playing solo right here. This guy right here gets healed 4 times, but I'm still able to take him down in this build. This might be the most healing I've ever seen on one guy. It's nuts! And now that you've gotten a little taste of what this build can do in tier 15s post-nerf, let's get right into this build. Now, I think we're going to start off here at the skills and class. This is where a lot of other build videos start out. You can see here I am running Cold Snap. I run Cold Snap just as an emergency get out of jail free card. I run Blighted Rounds because meta and viable is Blighted Rounds. And Blighted Turret I run for the damage bonus. Now let's jump on over here to our class tree. You guys can see here I do a very basic Technomancer rifle build still. Nothing too special here that stands out. Even though they nerfed vulnerability, it is still the best performing thing here. Other differences and changes are I now take both of these because they nerfed our damage, which means our survivability has dropped a little bit, and I do have 1 extra point with this build, so I figure I might as well put it in here and help with survivability a little, and it does actually help. I do go Sour of Decay. You can skip this one if you don't want to, or if you want to, but I prefer having my Blighted Rounds a little bit faster and my turret up a little bit faster to help me keep my empowering antenna up 24/7. Now again, like I said, we do come down to vulnerability still because it is super important. I've tried all the different combinations I could come of Wipeout and just all these other weird combos like do more damage to Frost, and this still did the most damage overall through a mission. So we are down here doing Exposed, Toxic, and Mercs for Execution. Now another thing I do differently is I take both nitrogen capsules. I really like that extra 60 feet of range to consider long range because of Sharpshooter, and especially when you're going assault rifles, you have this tendency to want to fight mid-range or up close and personal, and it's just much easier to do that extra burst of damage, and you just put out more damage overall when you take these 2 nitrogen capsules. Now the other place I spend one of my extra tokens is these purge and nitrogen capsules. So as you can see here, I take both when it's not necessary, but it's just an extra 10% damage on top of that extra 3 range. It's really nice. And then in standard, I do take the 2 sides of power. The glass cannon build is really nice. Some people like to take this as well instead of one of these. I don't know which one's best there. And then we're going to work all the way down to empowered antenna. Activating decay increases weapon damage for you and your allies by 40% for 10 seconds. Now what does that mean? That means that combined with these cooldown things and our blighted turret allows us to keep that 40% damage up 24/7, because as you can see here, this is a 7.7 second cooldown. So if you cast this on cooldown and the other buff lasts 10 seconds, you will always have it up 24/7, and it is super nice for you and your party. Now I didn't go into a hard breakdown of everything up here. I've done that in other videos and it seems a little redundant here, so if you're new here I apologize for that. But if you can think of any other better combos or something you found that did more damage, please let me know in the comments, because I'm still learning and we all are learning together. Now let's go over to our inventory here and go over our armor stats, our weapon stats, and our mods. Now first I'm going to start off with the big thing that I changed and found out to make this Technomancer still viable, and I actually took this from a Devastator build that I saw, and very kudos to him. I don't remember his name, but he did a wonderful job explaining things. So let's go over this. We're going to talk about mitigation from death. Killing enemies while aiming down sights grants 45,638 points of armor for 10 seconds, stacks up to 3 times. 45,000 armor. I have a total of 52,000 armor as a Technomancer. Very low. But let's read over here. Fortress. Receive up to 43% damage bonus based on your armor. What does that mean? I was just told and described this by a person on Discord that Fortress works based off your physical damage reduction more or less, and the highest you can have is 85%. So if you were at 85%, you would be getting that full 43% damage bonus, and that damage bonus goes to gun damage, status effect, every type of damage your character deals, that adds to it. It's absolutely an insane buff. Now with this procced, stacked up to 3 times, I have him at that max 85%, way over it actually. So we're getting that full 43% damage bonus combination between these two mods. It is probably one of the most powerful combos in the entire game, and I have yet to see anyone talking about it. But this combination combined still allows Technomancers to be viable and a lot more survivable while you are clearing out your tier 15s. It is an absolutely amazing combo. Now that I've explained the big change that I've made since the patch, let's go over what stats you want on your armor. You guys can see here that the only piece of armor I have properly rolled is my gloves, and that is bonus firepower, status power, close range damage. Why close range damage? Unfortunately in this game, so many mobs just run at you. Having the long range damage is amazing, and if you can get away with only using that with assault rifles, more power to you. But I want to fill in that hole when they close with me. It just really helps you kill all those rushers and the freaking little creatures and everything. Why status power? Just for the extra damage. Blighted rounds puts toxic down. It does damage. You might as well use that and have a little bit of extra firepower there. And your status effect actually does some decent damage since they're getting that giant buff from Fortify. Now bonus firepower, obviously it shouldn't be explained. This is a gun build. We are shooting things. We want more damage. Now let's go over the other mods here. Toxic Lead mixed with Trick Up Your Sleeve gives you 70% of your ammo back on kill. This is an assault rifle build. It chews through ammo. It is super important to keep those stacks up. And just getting 70% back is so nice for keeping your ammo up. Now crit stack here, I like it. It did roll on this. I'm definitely not going to argue about this piece of armor and the things that rolled on it. You could replace this for something else, but I enjoy the fact that this is a ramp up that I don't have to kill things for. So if for whatever reason I go down, I screw up, I get killed, and I have all my stacks fall off, I can still build some of my damage back up if there's only one boss left. And now on to the chest. Emergency Stance. Attain Golem Protective, effective for 4 seconds whenever your health drops below 30%. 10-second internal cooldown. This is an absolute 100% essential for this build. The devs said they wanted this playstyle to be incredibly high risk, and it is. You are an incredibly squishy glass cannon. I said soft wrong. But this gives you a 65% damage reduction every 10 seconds for 4 seconds. So when you see this thing pop, you know you're a little bit in over your head. You need to play it a little bit safer. You got 4 seconds to get to safety, and then just play it reserve for 10 seconds, wait for it to come off cooldown, then you can go back to being full ham, and it's just a really little protective layer over you that I don't think I could ever play without. I've tried so many times to get rid of this talent, and you just fall over dead. There's no ifs, ands, or buts about it. Now, what goes around? Incoming bullets have 30% chance of being deflected towards the enemy, dealing 12,000 damage. I don't want this on this piece of armor. I've had this piece of armor since the very beginning of level 50 for myself, but I cannot find a better one, so I am stuck with this. I would probably put another damage talent here. Maybe the 25% damage to elite talent would be absolutely ideal here, and I would love to get a piece that I could do that on. Now, spare mag, critical analysis. Spare mag, some people don't like it because they're really good with their ammo management. I personally like it because occasionally you have to reload, and it really helps. You just clear these rooms without getting blighted rounds on cooldown. Critical analysis, blighted rounds increase critical damage by 15. This is another nerf. This used to be 30%, but I still think 15% damage in one talent for critical hits is pretty solid. Some people have argued you could replace it with like a 25% damage to a status effect type or something of that nature, and I agree, you could. But for now, I am still running critical analysis. I will have to do further testing. If you know something is just flat out better, let us all know in the comments below so we can learn together. Now, Trick Up a Sleeve we already talked to. Mitigation from Death we already talked to. Absolutely essential skills. Now, Sharp Eye. Killing enemies while aiming down sights grants you 16,000 firepower for 20 seconds, stacks up to 3 times. This is another essential one to me. The ramp up is just absolutely crazy, and the damage bonus this gives. Trample the Weak. Deal 10% damage to enemies inflicted by weakness. All of our targets are inflicted by weakness. I think there are better damage talents you can put in here, but unfortunately this is what mine rolled with, so trial and error yourself, guys. Sorry this isn't a 100% complete guide. I've been trying to farm gear, but it just doesn't work out all the time. Now, Amber Vault. I love this assault rifle. Killing spree, killing shots, increases damage by 25% for this weapon for 20 seconds. Bonus deteriorates with time and stacks up to 3 kills. I can't not run this. I try over and over. I don't have any of those other fancy like 100% 100% critical shots after a kill to test out. This is the best I have, and it works really, really well at ramping up. We went over Fortress already and how that works, so this is the only way you can have these two talents on one gun is Amber Vault. So I don't really like the jerkiness of this assault rifle. If you guys can think of a better one, please let me know in the comments below. Now, Shurug's Incarsis, I forget how to pronounce this word. I run this because occasionally I mess around with running reforged bullets in groups. And reforged bullets means if you critical shot, it doesn't cost you ammo if the target's on fire. So this mixed with Fortress mixed with reforged bullets allows you to just stand in front of those heavies and just endlessly shoot them in the face, getting critical hits as long as they are CC'd. Now, I really miss my Winter's Blast. I used to run Winter's Blast on all my guns for the infinite CC, and it just made these runs so much smoother. But unfortunately, with this huge damage nerf to Technomancers, I needed to get rid of that and put more damage on. So I get jerked around a lot more. It's a lot rougher, but you can still get the dang job done. And if one of your teammates wants to bring a little bit extra CC to help you out, it is just, it's amazing. It's perfect. It fills that little gap that was created. You can also run the Frost Turret if you want to help you with that little CC. I personally don't because I've got all these wasted talent slots. I never talk about my pistols, but they just look cool on my hip and I never ever use them. I haven't even re-rolled them. They just shiny on my hip. So that's all there is to that one. Now, I hope this build helps some of you Technomancers that were like, this, I'm out, I'm re-rolling. I actually made a Devastator and a Tech or a Trickster and I got them all the way up to max level. And then I went back to my Technomancer because I was like, nope, I'm gonna make this work. So I hope you guys can give this a shot. I hope the devs buff a bunch of other things so we can have some fun build diversity instead of just nerfing everything into the ground. I will see all of you in the next video. Digfig out! Share this on all the social medias. Help all of us fellow Technomancers out. Do all the YouTube stuff. I'm not gonna tell you what it is because every other YouTube has, and I'm not wasting my time. Rolling my comb around. Click on my cards. That's right. Said that in a demanding, angry voice. Bye, guys. Thank you.